Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Things already rolling. Van Dijk, brimming with confidence. No doubt an awful lot's going to be expected of him.
Well, he's been brilliant. Both his positioning and decision-making have been outstanding, and I'd expect he'll be quietly confident again here.
Can he spark a counter here? And it's Bruno Fernandes. Scott tries to pass it, shapes to shoot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, well played, well played. Bullet. Pele. Foot in. Mbappe. Now, can they get him away? That's a... Goes for a shot! He's delivered all right! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Thuram. Saliba cuts it out. Pele. And it's Gullit. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Scott. Goes forward. Oh, can he get onto this? Oh, that's clever. Chance! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Scott. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Ronaldinho, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Baron. And the shot! And he hits the net! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now. Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finish.
Can he finish? Off the post! That's tidy. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Vietnam keep calm in the face of danger. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Great defending, strong and determined. Now it's Barol. He's picked his way through, and they're on! Now he wants to get in on the act here.
Machida Zelvia really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Oh, the clearance is short. Shoots! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. All the way back. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Chouameni. And it's Bruno Fernandes.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset. OK, it didn't quite come off. The execution, I think, needs a retry, maybe with a better outcome.
Ronaldinho. Veron. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Ronaldinho. Veron. Just past the 40th minute mark. That's an imaginative pass. Machida Zelvia have reclaimed it. Cucurella. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Pele. Oh, that's a key interception.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Good ball, good take. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cross flung in towards the middle. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So, nothing in it, Jim. What do you think?
Well, I think we got a good indication of what both sides want to do, Peter. I suspect both will continue with their respective approaches, give or take the odd fine-tuning.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. So straight into the second half. He's chosen to go back.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's Mbappe. He's had it taken off him. Chouameni producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Scott, and that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Hullet.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Ronaldinho. Machida Zelvia are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Well read, and the danger is averted. Pass somewhat off target. Pele. And he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Thuram. Cucurella just loves to go forward whenever he can. Big chance! You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Chouameni, that's where it came from. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him. If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And here's Mbappe. Scott. Bruno Fernandes looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Cucurella crosses. Bruno Fernandes! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Substitution on the field.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Number 29, Mbappe. Number 4, Hullet.
And he thumps it
Number
clear.
10, Pele. Number 23.
And now a sudden chance to counter.
Coming on the field, number
Now it's
17.
Kaka.
Hazard.
Lovely pass, but
Number
can he
9,
get there?
Eto'o. Number
Important
18,
interception.
Ibrahimovic.
And he's heaved it
Number
away.
22, Pepin. Number 8.
Tries a measured ball. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Vietnam perhaps contemplating their next change here. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Lookman! And it's in! It was an absolute certainty. He just had to. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Substitutions taking place.
So we have further activity on the bench here. Vietnam leading now. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you. Eto'o really needs...
And the shot! And that's a sharp finish! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Quite a game this, all square again.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they...
Shot, surely! And it's in! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue. They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Well read, nice interception. Great vision. Kvaratskhelia. And he's had it nicked away.
Vietnam really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Chouameni.
3 minutes added
Board
time.
shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Short changes him with that pass. Played through into space. a shot! And that's a tiny finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So is that the... It is close, but that is the last of it. Vietnam did lead. Indeed, they controlled, but they managed to throw it all away. A defeat made even more painful by the way it came to pass.
And a quick reminder
Any
today.
reflections on what you've... So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion.
Hello,
The
everybody,
game yet
and
to kick
welcome
off.
to today's
The
match.
excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So off we go then.
The Netherlands promoted the philosophy of total football, and Clarence Seedorf is one of its finest exponents.
Yeah, pretty hard to find a weakness, isn't it?
Yeah, and for all his strengths, Peter, I think it's his passing that stands out mostly for me. He supports all of that with real determined movement, whether he plays as a 10 or deeper.
Scott. Oh, it's hit the post! Really nicely worked opportunity, that. Some lovely exchanges.
Well, that's how you penetrate the numbers, with very shrewd movement and passing precision, and all done at pace.
And it's Lahm. Nedved. Knocks it into space. Konate. And Scott. Scott going forward. That's destined for the flank. And it's Bellingham. Alexander-Arnold. This looks promising. Drilled shapes to shoot! A real chance and a real let-off. Thuram.
Might want to be careful there.
And it's Alexander-Arnold. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Yeah, whether they've been allowed to set the standards or not, they're setting them, and a goal has to follow.
First quarter of an hour gone. Nedved. Nice looking ball. That's beautifully weighted. Now it's Thuram. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Nesta calmly anticipates. Now, can they get him away? Scott. No goals as yet. Bellingham. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. He's picked his way through. Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Oh, a delicate chip through. Robertson cuts out the pass. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Nesta promptly onto that, and that is that. Seedorf is a perfect combination of brain and brawn.
Vietnam always looking for runners up front here.
Yeah, it is a regular tactic of theirs.
Yeah, it can make life really tough for you from a defensive point of view, having to constantly be on guard with people trying to get in behind.
Van Dijk, tidy with his distribution. And it's Seedorf, looking to play him in. Hoisted it, and a header! Goal, Milan! And Milan have the lead. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
And this is Nedved. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And he welcomes it in. Not a hint of offside here. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Tries to get it clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. Alexander-Arnold, very much a player of the moment. Pepe gets across to intercept that. Looking for options for movement. Ah, that's a fine interception. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Well, there's the clearance. Rodri.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Nedved. For Lahm. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Deftly away. This possibly the last play of the half. And that was very necessary. That's the end of the first 45. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Vietnam finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And we are back on the way.
Vietnam really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, can he get onto this? That has been cut short. Scott. Ndika. Here's Chouameni. And it's Scott. Oh, they could break here. Nedved. Nice interception, well timed. Mbappe being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
And it's Robertson. Tries to pass it through. Rodri can so cleverly bypass the press. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Lahm got a long way forward to join the attack. Looking for a runner. Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Milan are looking to break at pace. He can run onto that. And this is Nedved. That has been slung wide. Oh, good take in a good area. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
Now it's Mbappe. Cucurella. Bellingham. Great vision.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Pass somewhat off target. Can he get on the end of this? Robertson looking to receive it in space. And this is Ibrahimovic. They want to be quick to recover this. Rodri. Just about up to 75 minutes. Defending was strong and firm. Seedorf. Chance! It's a goal! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Substitution on the field, number 21.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Mbappe.
Milan
Number
are
7,
doing very
Bellingham.
nicely, thank you.
Number 10.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
Coming on the field. Number
Oh, good
5,
read.
That was well
Erling
played,
Haaland.
well stopped.
Number 18, Kvaratskhelia. Number 13,
Musiala.
Lookman. Number 42, Musiala. Number 6,
You can never be short of
Joshua
runners in
Kimmich.
the space, as long as the
Substitution.
space left behind is filled.
And it's Zanetti. Oh, cracking ball.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Backward it goes. And here's Schneider. Chouameni. Kvaratskhelia.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Nicely weighted ball. Now that looks a decent ball. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Gullit might just make this. Well read, nice interception. Musiala.
there will be
1
minute
minute to add
time.
according to the board. Zanetti. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He's got away. Oh, well played, well played. And that's it. Well, that was a frustrating game. They were, at times, cohesive, very capable, but undone by an opponent who simply...